Welcome back. In this video, we are going to continue the Deals module. We started with the Deals module, the general video, and that was the previous one. And if you didn't see it, please go ahead and watch it. It's very important. This video is going to be specifically for field management service because it's a very unique service. If you will think about businesses, most businesses will sell a product and deliver a product. Super simple. With field management service, it starts with dispatching a salesperson to estimate or maybe over a meeting, and then you have to close the deal, which means negotiation, signing agreement, and so on, and then deliver the product or the service, and that will be multiple touch points with multiple people, and it will include also sometimes products and services. Multiple people, multiple days need to be scheduled, very difficult. And then you might have a warranty component that needs to be logged somewhere, and what's warranted and for how long. And you will need to have some kind of way to log support tickets or support requests. And you might sell them a maintenance plan that will be on a recurring basis or one-time basis. So you can see you have lots of complexities. So this session is about field management service. Let's begin first of all with the stages. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it means you didn't see video number 1. So go watch it. In this case, the stages will be here, and I'm going to show you how it looks from the backend. If I will go to the pipelines, you will see that I have a bunch of pipelines. One is a general opportunity, and the other one is future opportunity. I will create a new pipeline that will be for field service. And from here, I can create different stages. So usually with appliance repair, HVAC, and so on, which I used to have an appliance repair business, it's very complicated business because there are lots of moving parts. It's usually starting with opportunity created. So that will be stage number 1. And after that, there need to be someone who will book a consultation meeting. Okay, so it's not being at the meeting, it's someone need to book it, to schedule it. And then we need to know if this meeting was booked or not, and if it was booked on site or online. And you will have a bunch of stages all the way to eventually close one. So for now, let's have just those stages, just so we will have something to work with, okay? So this is what I just created. Now, each one of those stages will need to have some functionality, and from everything that I told you, I will just try to break it into pieces. Piece number 1 will be the sales component. The sales component can be done 100% in Zoho CRM. There is no problem to run it. Let's go back to the opportunity that I was talking about. So the first section will be the sales. No problem to do it in Zoho. The second one will be the dispatch. The dispatch might be to dispatch a salesperson or dispatch a team to install and work on the service. You might use for that Zoho FSM, or you might use a third-party company. And there are a bunch of them that can do the work. But in any case, Zoho CRM is not going to be the place that you will enter the information, and your teams in the field are not going to use Zoho CRM for that. They will have a different software that is going to talk to Zoho CRM. So bottom line, there are 2 different softwares being used when Zoho CRM will be eventually the one who will receive all the details. So there is no copy-paste involved. Once you are dispatching the service, you will need to have an accounting department working and reconciling the deal, receiving payments, All that can be done with Zoho Books or QuickBooks and so on, which they're also going to talk to Zoho CRM, and all this data is going to float back into Zoho CRM. If you will have maintenance subscriptions or anything like that, that will be Zoho Billing, another Zoho product that is going to talk to Zoho CRM. And the last part, if you will have any kind of support issues, people need service, that will be done in Zoho Desk, which is another Zoho product. Now, if you have the Zoho One package, which probably you do, all the services that I was talking about, excluding Zoho FSM, will be under the same bucket. I have on the channel a video that is about all the Zoho One apps. You can also check it out, and you can see what app is doing what. But bottom line, in order to have a business that's running smoothly, you will need a bunch of applications in order to accommodate those needs. Now, next is about the contact roles. The contact roles will need to have all the people that you are touching. If it's a residential work, you will need to have probably the husband, wife, partners, or maybe one of the kids is also part of it, and all of them needs to be in the list. It's important from one side to have one place that you see everything. For example, your technician is now going to do the service. They are calling the point of contact. Let's say it's the mother. She is not answering. And if you don't have another contact role, this person goes back to the office. So you lost a day, you lost a technician, and the person is upset because they didn't get the service. But if you have more people, call the next in line, and there is a chance that you're saving the deal. Okay, so this is important. Now, another aspect is marketing. Let's say that I did a report to my HVAC, and then you will continue and send me after the fact. You will send materials about your new offer for a new HVAC. So I won't be converted, but my wife is also in the contact roles, and she might be interested in that. So you're going to have a deal not because of me, because of my wife. So having those contact roles for field service, very, very important. What we see a lot is also that you will have different people buying multiple products. So I will sell HVAC, but I'm also partnering with another service provider that is providing plumbing. And I will offer his services, and every time that he's closing a deal, I will get 10% of his closings, just because I offered it to my clientele. So there are many ways to conduct business, and those contact roles are gold. There is one more aspect for the contact roles, and that will be for commercial. In commercial, you might have someone that is in charge of payments, and someone that is the property manager. And also, you might have different people that you are touching, and each one of them need to be listed here, and the role will be the specific role of this person. So if you need to have accounting, your accountant can just call them. And if you have someone that needs access, they will have the security. And once you have all the data in place, it's relatively easy to run a business versus just guessing who is doing what, which we see businesses getting lost on those small things every day. Next, I want to show you Zoho FSM. Zoho FSM will be a way for you to dispatch technicians. Now, Zoho FSM can be good for some use cases, not for all of them. I recommend you to try it. And if you like it, probably you can save lots of money, because the competitor softwares are very, very expensive, and they are also relatively limited. With Zoho FSM, you have some functionality that you can alter and customize. The idea is that you will have a way to send technicians to jobs. They can fill some forms on site. They can collect payment from your customers, and it all flows back into the CRM, into this record. So that will be great. Sometimes you will have inventory, lots of inventory, and you will have bundles of services. For those purposes, you can also use Zoho Inventory, okay, if you do need to. So it can be complex, and in some cases we use also Priority ERP, which is like NetSuite, but without the price tag. So you can have a very good integration with Zoho CRM, which we know how to do that. And the bottom line is you're running a very big business with software that is not that expensive, like NetSuite, that it's hundreds of thousands of dollars for basic implementation. So it's relatively smaller amounts for great functionality. Another aspect is sending proposals. So when we are creating proposals for clients, imagine that your salesperson is in the field. They are getting the items, the products that let me see if I can see it here. Yeah, so your salesperson is going to click on a button, going to select the items that going to be sold for this customer. They will update the deal, and then they will just go ahead and they will create a proposal. So they are right now in front of the client, selecting the proposal, click enter. The system is generating everything for them, and in about 25 seconds, you will have a customized proposal looking great, ready to be sent to the customer when they're in front of them, right? So you are saving the time of back and forth, going back to the office and so on. You can do it on the spot and use the salesperson to close the deal. Okay, you get all the information that you want, the product and so on. And obviously we can customize it to whatever you want, or you can customize it. But the bottom line is on site, create a proposal and try to get the deal. That's the idea. For this purpose, we're using a Zoho CRM feature named Mail Merge. And also we're using Zoho Sign, which are two different features that combined will allow me to send proposals and get them signed. And whenever this deal is signed, it will go back to Zoho CRM and it will be an attachment on this deal. And there are more things that we can do with it. Whenever the deal is signed, it can alert the accounting team that they need to process the down payment or contact the client or book the service. We can automate those services. So it's very, very important, okay? Now, there is also one thing that we didn't talk about, and this is the phone integration. Zoho is integrating out of the box with a bunch of phone services. So we can tell you based on your specific needs, which phone company you're going to use and how to do it. The idea is that it will integrate natively without a developer involvement because it's expensive. It will integrate and you will have all the call logs in place. You will have the recordings. Everything will be kept in the CRM. Very important. The recordings for field service, I really like the idea because for field service, sometimes clients will say, but you also promised me that you're going to wash my car. And all those he said, she said, if it's not recorded, it's not going to work. And then there is conflicts with the client. The best is to say, you know what, maybe I'm wrong. Let me check the recording of our call and I will also send you a copy. And if you're wrong, honor it. And if you don't, at least the client sees it and they can't argue with facts. Now, there is one more aspect and those will be milestones. Sometimes projects will take time. As an example, let's say renovating a house or building a house or anything to do with long-term engagement. Those engagements can be managed in Zoho projects. So imagine that I will have a 1-year project renovating $500,000 a house. I will have the work being sliced to milestones. Each milestone will have its tasks. The customer can track it with me if I want to give them access. And then each milestone will carry some kind of tasks and how much money that the customer is supposed to pay. And I can both log time against my team, so I know how much time we spent on the milestone, so I know my profitability. And I know also, once the milestone is done, how much to collect from the customer. Or maybe I collect it in advance, and then I run through the budget. But the bottom line is, you have a system that tells you how much you're doing and what's next. Now, the people in the field will have a mobile application that will show them what they need to do at each given time. In our experience, there will be one person on site, and that will be the team lead or the project manager that will be on site, and they will have a Zoho application while the employees, the people that are actually working, will not. So only one person will have access to this data, and they will manage this project. So that was the field management service. If you have any questions or need help, obviously you can reach us in the description below. There is a link. Feel free to contact us, and I will see you in the next video.